Hi, it's Kat. Welcome to my channel. I just wanted to give some quick updates on my fasting journey, and I wanted to talk really fast so that I can go through a lot of these other things that I didn't get a chance to touch upon. So today I weighed myself. I'm at 171.6. This is an eating day, so I will be eating for the rest of the day. My lowest weight was 171 pounds on Wednesday. Wednesday was a day that I ate dinner, and then I ate on Thursday, which is traditionally my eating day. I was at 172.6. Then Friday I was at 174.2, and Saturday 172.4. It is a little bit unusual that I haven't lost weight. I'm zero point 0.6 above my lowest, but that's not a bad thing. We're just going to roll with it. No big deal. So I wanted to talk about a little bit about what I was talking about last time, where I kind of overate. And there were two instances where that happened. The first was on Wednesday. So I went out to dinner with a friend. I decided it was no big deal to just have dinner. I would just have dinner, and then I'd have two meals the next day, and it would be like one day but kind of split up. So we went to a Mexican restaurant where I had a carne asada platter, and this platter came with a lot of food. So while I was eating this platter, I was getting pretty full at around the 30% mark. And as I was looking at my plate, I was like, I'm gonna have to save some of this food. But I was kind of thinking about the lifeline of the food. I'm having issues where I'm currently living with my roommate, so I don't like to cross her path a lot. She spends a lot of her time in the kitchen area, so I avoid that spot unless I have to go there. So that was going through my mind. So I thought to myself, well, I can't take it with me because I probably won't be able to go to the kitchen to put it away. This is not rational, obviously, but my mind thought, well, just eat it because you won't be able to put it away anyways. Although there are other solutions, this is what I came up with. And when you're dealing with overindulgences with food, you will always have these rationales. These things will be immediately upon your mind whenever there's an issue, whenever there's a conflict, whenever there's anxiety. The choice to eat, to simply overeat, will come first over anything else. So I did just that, and I was super full. Now, the next day was Thursday, and it was my eating day. And this day, I was a little bit better throughout the day, kind of like thinking of my eating fullness, like staying within 3 to 6 in terms of fullness. But towards the end of the day, all of the added anxiety and stress kind of hit me, and I kind of pigged out towards the end on some Oreo cookies. And I felt so bad and so ill that I had to kind of expel that food. I felt so sick. There was no way I could go to bed with that in my stomach. And that obviously is problematic, but it's not something I want to hold in. I totally forgive myself. It happens, and it's only something that I have to think about and move forward from here. But I wanted to talk about a conversation I had with my therapist, and this happened on Thursday. So that morning, I spoke to my therapist, and we came into the conversation about like failures. There are a couple of things that I'm like studying. I would like to write. I like to study some computer code. However, I have this innate feeling of failure, like I'm never going to be good enough. So I'm not sure if these are pursuits that I will actually be good at. So I'm constantly kind of fearful of actually attempting them. I'll go through periods of studying about writing, writing a little bit, learning code, and then I'll go through months of not doing it. But at the end of the day, I have this guilt of never accomplishing it because I don't want to fail, but because I'm not doing it, I feel this guilt. And my therapist was telling me, well, of course you feel this way because you've never been supported, and you've never had people that would root for you, and so for you, you're basically trying to protect yourself from these failures by like not doing, like kind of keeping yourself in like this purgatory. And I also mentioned how, I used to like watching TV, series, movies. I used to love watching, binging on anime, things of that nature. But I don't ever do those things. It's been years, and I'm talking like 10 years since I've consistently watched movies or TVs or anime. And I was telling her how one of my friends was like telling me, it seems like you're punishing yourself. And in a way, it is. It's like I don't want to do these things that I enjoy. And instead, I like fill my mind with like YouTube videos. Like I'll go on YouTube and just watch. You know, you can scroll on YouTube and just chance upon something and watch an hour-long video or a 2-hour-long video without ever really focusing on real life. And that's what I do. I'll like go to work, I'll have a YouTube video in the background, I'll come home from work, I'll like basically be watching YouTube videos until it's time for me to go to bed. And I feel like for me, it's a way to distance myself from my feelings, to distance myself from actual important things that are happening, even to distance myself with, why aren't you enjoying stuff? Why aren't you doing things that bring you enjoyment? Why aren't you seeking opportunities to better yourself? All this time spent mindlessly scrolling on social media could have been more effectively used doing something that you enjoyed, whether it's for a successful pursuit or just for the act of doing it. For instance, learning code. I don't have to be in programming. I don't have to be a coder. I don't have to ever be in a computer related job. I can simply learn it for the fun of it without putting any added pressure of success towards anything. Same thing as writing, reading. I don't have to do it for any goal or for any success in any endeavor. I can simply do it for the joy of doing it and put no other pressure onto myself, no measures of success to be attached to those tasks. It can simply be done for the sake of it. So that conversation that I had in the morning, I think was something that I kind of carried along with me throughout the day, and that kind of created this issue where I guess I was stressed out. Also, another thing that stressed me out was my friend. I talked to my therapist about this. We decided to go to the Mexican restaurant. Then she wanted to check out some other restaurants. And she's like, what about this one? What about this one? What about this one? And the whole time I'm like, we've already decided where we were going to go, how we were going to get there. Why are we pursuing all these other options? And I was getting so annoyed. But at the same time, I knew there was no reason for me to be annoyed at my friend for exploring options. You know, I'm her friend, that's no big deal. And I know for a lot of people, they might joke around with her or joke around with their friend and be like, come on, we've already made a decision. But it annoyed me so much to the point where I was beginning to have a sour mood. And then I realized it's because I didn't have that safety where I could make decisions like that or kind of delay things and have the chance to think and process without fear of being told that I was stupid, that I was taking too long, and why couldn't I just know? So I never had that growing up. So to witness someone else freely being able to do those things that were denied me brings me that level of anxiety and stress. So I say all this to say we can be going through life just doing day-to-day things and experiencing increasing level of anxiety just by innocent interactions we have with regular people, our friends, our family, coworkers, and that builds up in our body. And it's something to look into if you want to address stuff like overindulgences, because that's going to occur because your body's trying to soothe, your body's trying to bring you back to balance, and that's how it's found its way to kind of bring you back to a safe space. Sorry, my throat. Anyways, I just wanted to end this with a question for anybody watching. What are things that irk you or cause strong emotions that is due to negligence or lack in your past? As an example, for me, I get really upset if I'm angry, or if someone's angry with me, I get a really strong reaction and I feel uncomfortable and I start to shake, I feel weak. It's a stress response, a very strong one, because I was never able to be angry when I was younger. So I'm not comfortable with that emotion or around that emotion. And I'm just wondering for you guys, what are some things that causes you an unrealistic emotion, like strong emotion, for something that's very simple and natural? Anyways, that's all I have for you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.